Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. Thanks for popping on for another video to start the new year. This video is just kind of very sporadic. It's all over the place just because I didn't really have like any clear intention on what I wanted this video to be. So I think in general it's really just about what I wish my daily routine could be like. This, for the most part, is a couple of my days off and what I do every morning to, get myself rolling and get out of bed. So started off with the gym and then some good breakfast, very high in protein type deal. And then I usually try and go into skincare. So this is me doing my skincare routine with a variety of products. I'll link them all in the description. Charcoal face wash and products by Cardin and, moisturizers, New Face, everything like that. Just kind of getting the skin prepped and glowing for the day if I can. I like to take my time with my skincare, so I don't always get to do it every single morning just because I work so early. So on the days that I have off, I really try and, slow down a little bit.
If you could do it all again, a little fairy dust.
This is a dry brush, so if you put me onto this, it just kind of like gets rid of the dead skin. And this is, finished morning routine.
If you must, you must.
I love my days off just because I get to spend the mornings with Sophie since she works from home. So I usually, on my days off, try and make us breakfast and, try and cater to her a little bit more. Because on my days that I have work, she does a lot of work for me as well. And, she helps me get up in the morning and everything like that. This is Milo getting his morning cuddle session in. He loves when I have off as well because I spend a little time with him in the morning. My big guy, look at him. Oh my God, he's so cute. I also have been starting the 75 hard challenge, but in terms of fashion. Again, Sophie put me on to this challenge created by another creator that she follows and who I now follow named Mandy Lee. And basically the whole premise is to go through your closet, not buy anything new for 75 days, and just kind of create outfits for 75 days with everything that you have in your closet and be just a little bit more creative. So this was day one. You can also follow me on Instagram and TikTok. I post them on there as well. But it's fun. It's challenging. I'm a little worried about my trousers because I don't have that many pairs, but we'll figure it out for 75 days. One of my biggest resolutions though is to quit smoking. I started smoking when my grandfather passed away and I just didn't really have another type of vice. These toothpicks have really been helping because it's more of like a mind muscle thing instead of the actual act of smoking that is addicting. So whenever I crave a cigarette, I just grab a toothpick. It helps. The thing that I'm most excited about this new year is, on all honesty, this journal that Sophie and I started.
Middle of the vortex.
As well as French classes, but we popped over to this place called Nikoneko Zakaya. It's a stationery store on the Lower East Side, right off of First Ave, actually right next to Hey Lucy, which is where we got Sophie's birthday cake. And they have a whole bunch of, things for desk stuff and pencils and everything like that. And we've really been diving into the journaling, which I'm going to explain later in the video. But later that night, we had a dinner and wine night by this place called Wild Wines, a couple orange wines. Here's Sophie jamming out. We were listening to the Smiths, and we were really just waiting for the Golden Globes to pop on. But as you can see, I got a full performance before the show started, which I don't think I could have asked for a better performance. I mean, look at this. Just absolutely slaying right here. Do you see that entrance? Crazy. So here's a little bit more of the journal. I'm going to actually talk about it. We also made some strawberries and dark chocolate just to, kind of go with our orange wine. And then we popped into bed. This is Sophie's entrance into slumber. So, and she sticks the landing. Hi, welcome back. Today we are going to be going over one of Sophie and I's new year, not resolutions, but traditions. Every year, usually right before the new year, Sophie and I will do something to kind of like push us into the new year. And usually it's like a mood board where like we go out and we get either like a cork board or something like that, and we'll print a bunch of stuff out from either Pinterest or maybe we usually take like magazines and we'll cut things out of them. And we just wanted to try something different this year, something a little bit more intricate, something a little bit more thought-provoking, and a little bit more of like a reflection on the past year to kind of push us forward into the new year. So we got journals and we've been decorating them, and I got a bunch of supplies. So today we are going to be unboxing some. I'm going to be showing you, how I decorate my journal so far. So let's get into it. Now, before I hop into this, let me preface this with, I think that this is an absolutely wonderful idea. And I'm sure that there are going to be those of you that think that this is a feminine thing to do, to create a journal and allow yourself to be creative and push yourself to reflect on all of the bad things and good things that happened in the past year so that you can learn from them. And to that, I say, what a shame. You're probably going to stay the same this year and be. With that, let's really get into it. So to start, I've got these stamps. So next I have a ink date stamp.
My mind is running wild, oh girl, you leave me.
Continuing on the trend of stamps, I think that I was on a stamp kick when I was looking for stuff to put in my journal, and I don't know why I decided on stamps, but I think I've got like 2 or 3 more.
You can try, but you will never disguise. There's a darkness in your heart, it can try.
I sort of realized while I'm making this, it's sort of like ASMR a little bit. I think the last of the stamps is this one. Oh, there might be another. I think this is second to last. This one is a large weight label material package, whatever that means.
No, you're down for the fight. No, you're down for the fight. Made me feel more alive. Made me feel small inside. Ecstasy, you should try. Maybe just for a night.
I'm rocking with those. I think those are pretty cool. I'm gonna use a lot of those. Alright, next we are on to the paper goods. Honestly, starting a journal that's a little bit more creative than the types of journals that I would usually do has been super beneficial for not only like my mindset and my positivity, but just for my production. I have honestly been way more productive since starting this new journal, just because I feel like immersing myself in the creative process of creating this journal, as well as kind of going through all of my goals and intentions, has really been super helpful in terms of me getting my head on straight and seeing it in a more digestible way. Just because I've always journaled, I've always written things down. I'm a big writer, as most of you know. And so the one thing that all of my journals kind of lacked was that sense of creativity. And I don't really know why I never took the idea to kind of be a little bit more creative with my journals. I always thought that I had to be so meticulous with the things that I wanted to bring out into the world. You know, I always just pick out a journal and then just start writing instead of allowing myself the creative opportunity.
All night, all night, all night.
Now, that is all of the things that I ordered. So now I'm going to show you what I've got working on in my journal so far. just so that you can kind of, you know, if you're interested in making your own, you can see what might be fun to do, what might not be fun to do. So the actual journal that I'm using is About Blanks. It's a brand that repurposes old covers and turns them into blank journals. I absolutely love this brand. I think I have about 5 different types of their journals for multiple different types of writing ventures. So I started my journal out with a photo of me on the 1st of January, just for some fun decorations and everything like that. And then on the other side of that page, I wrote a quote from my favorite author, Albert Camus, on the back of the page, as well as some of my favorite things at the moment. That also says 10, but that's okay. And in all honesty, this is the portion that I feel like a lot of my journals just didn't really have. And this is what's bringing me the most amount of pleasure, is just decorating it with things that I like, that are kind of more geared towards my aesthetic. And I'm a pretty big maximalist. Like, I love the clutter, and it's really funny to see the difference between Sophie and I's pages, just because hers is so clean and so pristine and cut, and mine is just like throw up of art. And, you know, it's kind of like how my brain works. It's just all over the place like that. And I think that that's the really great part about the journal, is that it's just such a reflection of you. And it's really interesting because everybody's journal is going to be so different depending on, you know, if they're being truthful or not, and what they like. So from the first page, I followed that trend of the ins and outs and created some of those. Then from there, I made some intentions for 2024 that I'm going to keep private, as well as some reflective questions for me to follow. And I think that portion has been really beneficial for me, because I struggle with feeling accomplished with myself. So having a place where I have the lessons and accomplishments that I've had this past year has been really positive for me. Like I said, since I have a hard time thinking positively about myself in general. And I'm still adding more portions into the book too. Like, I'm gonna add a mood board of images that I think best kind of capture what I want my year to be and look like, as well as some pages of Sophie and I, and, you know, whatever else I find interesting. In general, I really suggest starting one if you haven't, because it's a great way to keep track of both good and bad, and it's a great tool to express your creative freedom. It's helped me tremendously, and I think that people could benefit from something like that. Just be a little bit more intentional and truthful with your wants and desires for your future, and, you know, write them down. Say them out loud with a sense of honesty and certainty, and then use the journal to keep track of your progress. So really, that's it. Just, I'm very hopeful for this new year, and I'm very excited to get things underway. And yeah, thanks for stopping by for another video, and I'll see you guys. Next video is going to be an actual Q&A. I have a bunch of questions lined up that you guys have all asked, and so I'm going to be diving into that. So cheers. Have a great rest of your day. Bye.